Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We're at halftime of our doubleheader, and the Lady Lions pulled off a great win to pull within the 8th place of district play, of conference play, I should say. And now next up, the men play in a key game against Bacone College.
It's a big game. The Lions are #1 in the Red River Conference right now, safely entrenched there by a game. Bacone not struggling, not faring so well. They're actually struggling towards the bottom of the Red River Conference. But for the men, this is just about keeping their streak alive. They've won 8 in a row, 5 of those on the road. They are clicking along very well right now. So this is one of those games that it can't be a trap game. You got to fight through it. We're going to have a lot more information on that as we go along.
We're standing by. Our courtside reporter, Bianca Bacone, has head coach.
We're going to quick commercial break.
In just a minute, we'll catch that. Just 1 second. We're going to go catch up with Donnie Boswick first. A quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on SAGU.TV.
So there you have it. The Lions have not lost away from the Schaefer Center all year long. They are some road warriors. I actually asked Coach Boswick earlier this week, are you guys disappointed to be back, at home? Kind of jokingly, he said, you know what, if we start losing at home, I'm going to load the guys in the bus, drive them around town for about an hour, then drop them off here to play. But in all honesty, he said, I'm just glad to get back with the crowd, the 6 man behind us. They've had most of the games we played have been, during Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, so he's going to be glad to really have that crowd support behind him again here in the Schaefer Center.
And speaking of Coach Boswick, we now have our sideline reporter, Bianca Bacone, standing by with our head coach. Bianca, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach for the men's basketball team, Coach Donnie Boswick. Now, Coach, after picking up another win at Wiley College on Thursday, the boys now possess an 8-game winning streak. What kind of momentum does that bring tonight going into another Red River Athletic Conference contender?
Well, right now, it's one game at a time. We try to enjoy the journey. Great road stretch right there where we won 8 straight, on the road. We've won 11 in a row. And so tonight is all about getting back here with the 6 man, have a little fun in our place. Bacone's a good team. They've had a couple good wins of late. Got some guys at Christmas break that's made them a lot better. And so we just got to come in here and play some good basketball.
Now, tonight's a very important night as well. It'll be our 5th year hosting Coaches versus Cancer. How important is it for the crowd to come out and support, not only in their attendance, but in donations tonight?
Basketball is a way that we express ourselves, just like dance and music, to God. But this is more important. Christ, the opportunity for us to pray for the people that are victims of cancer, knowing that God will heal and can heal, and the opportunity to help those right now with donating, especially for David tonight, the opportunity to give to him and joy. I just ask you guys to step to the plate. He's a very great guy that, a year and a half ago, he's just like us. Right now he's facing a little battle. We know God's going to bring it, and we're gonna find a cure to cancer.
Thanks so much, Coach. It's so good to see coaches stepping in and supporting and being proactive for Coaches versus Cancer. Good luck in tonight's game.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca. Thank you, head coach Donnie Boswick. Well, we've won the first game, so let's make it 2-0 and make it a great Coaches versus Cancer today.
Yeah, and this is a big one for the Lions. We said they are on a roll right now. They're on a tear. They're in first place in the Red River Conference, ranked number 16 nationally. That's as high as this program has ever gone. It's really an amazing team. This is a historic season for SAGU. Number 16 overall, the only ranked team in the Red River Conference. So really owning a conference that, for lack of a better word, they were kind of occasionally the punching bag in the Red River Conference in the past, making their time up right now in the final season of the Red River Conference. 17-3 overall and 11-2 in conference play.
Just looking at, we're just physically looking at that standings and seeing us ahead of Our Lady of the Lake or LSU Shreveport is just, we got to get used to that. Let's not get cocky, but it's really good to see that.
And again, the big thing we got to point about this, the regular season champion, the team who finishes in first place in conference play, gets an automatic berth to the NAIA National Tournament. Doesn't matter what you do in early March here in Waxahachie in the River Conference Tournament, if you are the regular season champion, you clinch a berth to Kansas City automatically.
And I like that because it rewards the whole season's play, not just getting hot for 3 games during a conference tournament.
Yeah. And so that's where the Lions, that's what this game means. This means staying in front. This means powering through, keeping that lead. And who knows, in a few weeks, we may be celebrating an NAIA national tournament berth.
You've been tracking the ranking. They cracked the top 25 a few weeks ago. Now they're inched their way up to number 16. We should go up after a good week last week. Again, you mentioned 8 in a row, 5 in a row on the road, 3-4 this week. So we could crack, dare I say, the top 10.
Well, after that big win against Texas College on Monday and then the win over Wiley, you can just win this one today. This will be the last game included in Tuesday's polls that come out. So you win this one, and I'm never going to try to read a pollster's mind, absolutely. But, I mean, you start talking about top 10, you start talking about what this historic season can mean, and right now, sky's the limit. And the way this team's been playing, as scrappy as they've been playing, I'm not going to set limits on this team.
Well, here's the thing, though. You got Bacone coming in at 1-11 in conference play, 315 overall. So you got to be careful, though, because they beat Wiley just 10 or by 10 a week ago, and we barely beat Wiley a couple of days ago.
And the big thing with that Wiley game was the Lions did not do as good in 2 areas that they usually do. They lost the offensive rebound battle, and they allowed Wiley to shoot over 40%. You're saying that's a pretty good game, but not for the Lions. The Lions are number 3 in the NAIA in shooting percentage defensively, so they have done an excellent job of keeping their opponents down. It's just going to be a matter, this is one of those trap games you talk about in the midst of a long road schedule with games to come still against Our Lady, LSU Shreveport, and Texas Wesleyan. You can't let this trap game against Bacone. Looking at some of the key players, real fast for Bacone, Coach Bostwick mentioned a moment ago, they've had 2 players added since Christmas break that have made a pretty big impact. Creed Flowers and Derek Thomas, both activated just this semester. Flowers has averaged 15 points per game over his last 4 games. Thomas has averaged 13 points per game since being activated, and he averages 3.5 assists a game, which leads the team. So right there you see Flowers and Thomas. Christian Smith, though, is the centerpiece of this entire team. He leads the team in points per game with 13.7, rebounds with 8.8, steals with about 1 a game, and blocks with about 1 a game. So in 4 categories, Christian Smith leads this team. So look for him to be basically the central piece of what the Bacone Warriors do today.
For the SAGU side, you look at 2 players, Dominic Rambo and Mike Wellaway. You pointed this out to us in pregame. These are the only 2 players in the top 50 nationally in any statistic on the Lions roster, and yet we're still 17-3. That's what you call team basketball, and I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, exactly. With only 2 players in the top 50, usually you imagine a top 20 team would have 4 or 5 all-stars sitting there, you know, top just 2 players, Rambo and Newellaway, who are even that high. So just it has a testament to what this team has done. But Rambo and Newellaway are the center of this team. You also look at Jonathan Walter. He has stepped up so big as of late. He's kind of become the go-to big shot guy. Stepping up with some big threes. You saw him hit the big 3 against St. Thomas that made the difference in that one.
Sure.
Also, Emmanuel Adoy stepped up as a huge defensive player. Unfortunately, none of us had the pleasure of watching it, but the game-clinching play on Thursday night was a big block by Emmanuel Adoy against Wiley to hold on for the 74-72 win. So we'll see what he can keep on doing throughout the season.
Well, which ties into why the Lions are number 3 in the NAIA in defensive shooting percentage at 38%. So blocking, trapping, rebounding, call it what you want. That is the calling card to probably why the secret why we're 17-3, because like you said, only 2 players in the top 15 in any stat. That's unheard of.
And again, it's just a testament to the fact that this is a deep, deep team. Bostwick can bring in anybody, and they do a great job, whether it's James Ford or Adam Martinez coming in. They all find a way to contribute for this team. So if you're tuning in expecting to watch a flashy, high-scoring basketball game, well, you're watching the wrong thing. If you're ready to watch how to play basketball, this is fundamentals right here. The Lions shut their opponents down. They have only allowed 1 team to score more than 75 points in a game this season.
Yeah.
Entire season, only allowed 1 team over 75 points. That's just consistent, great defense, and that's why they're number 16 in the nation. It's scrappy, it's ugly, and it's how championships are sometimes won.
Now, the number 3 is important. We said number 3 in the nation with defensive shooting. Unfortunately, the Lions are number 3 in the nation on the opposite side, and that is fouls per game at 22.4 a game, and that's just way too much. But here's what's got them off the hook, if you will. The last 5 opponents have only shot 52.6, 57.5, 40, 45, 54.2. So really weak free throw shooting on the opposing side has allowed us to escape with some wins.
Yeah, that 2-point win over Wiley. I believe Wiley missed 11 free throws in that game. So you can't keep fouling at that rate, though. 22.4 is really high. Even for the Red River Conference, which is typically known as a foul-high conference, you've got to start getting those numbers down. 2 other things the Lions really need to do, and you don't want to ever, not much room to criticize the team, but this team has got to shoot better. Right now, they're 97th in the NAIA in shooting average. They just shoot around 40% a game. If they can start getting that any higher, then that can really turn this team into a juggernaut. When you're holding your opponent below 40%, if you can start shooting where you were last year, up around 44, 45%, this team will be a huge threat come tournament time. And second, defense. You just got to keep on playing sloppy. You got to keep on bogging down those offenses. When the other offense kind of gets some movement, like Wilder the other night, SAGU saw an 11-point lead evaporate to a 2-point deficit very quickly. So you just got to stay on. And again, in a game right now where it looks like on paper you've got it, you just cannot go to sleep on Bacone. You got to knock them out this game.
Well, with a win today, with Our Lady of the Lake and LSU Shreveport in action as well, a win today would give us a game-and-a-half lead in the Red River. And those half games tend to play out real important at the end of the season. So you'd like to inch toward a 2-game lead, which would really put us in the catbird seat. Yeah,
and so that's very big since now those teams are playing a conference game. Well, we're just about 1 minute out, so we're going to go to a quick commercial break and come back with the national anthem and starting laps here on SAGU Sports Live.
Well, welcome back to the Schaefer Center. It's almost time for tip-off in Game 2 of our doubleheader. The men are out up to the plate here in the Schaefer Center. And just a quick reminder, Tim, we need to check our Facebook. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Tell what you like about our broadcast. And always look for our latest updates, our highlights videos, and some fun videos you do about the road wins. Always some fun things to check out at Facebook at SAGU Sports Live.
Yeah, make sure and check it out. Obviously, we'll have at least one highlights video up on Monday, hopefully, with the Lady Lions' big winner of Bacone. Let's see what kind of highlights the men can offer here. Let's go down to the court now with the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor God in prayer. Then remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem by our esteemed guest, Cassie Solis. Father, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for waking us up this morning for another day that you have not promised. God, I pray for these players and officials, you protect them from injury. Lord, I pray that you grant all the things that we're doing today in the fight of cancer. And God, I pray that you continue to guide our lives and our thoughts. Lord, we love you, we praise you. And it's in Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, ma'am.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Warriors. At guard, standing at 5'11", senior from Gary, Indiana, number 5, Al Davis. At forward, standing at 6'5", sophomore from Houston, Texas, number 24, Tamarcus Miles. At guard, standing at 6'2", junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 34, Creed Flowers. At guard, standing at 6 foot, junior from Lawton, Oklahoma, number 40, Derek Thomas. And at forward, standing at 6'7", junior from Tacoma, Washington, number 44, Jeremy McLean. Head coach is Alan Foster. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your Southwestern Lions.
Hey, this that wild music, that loud music.
At guard, standing at 6 foot, junior from Hondo, Texas, number 2, Caleb Gentry. At forward, standing at 6'5", sophomore from Louisville, Texas, number 15, Mike Duelway. At guard, standing at 5'10", junior from Dallas, Texas, number 20, Dominique Rambo. At forward, standing at 6'4", sophomore from Garland, Texas, number 21, Jonathan Walter.
Trip around in my zone, boy. I'm Gucci, get loud music. I'm good cousin, I'm gone, boy.
And at forward, standing at 6'5", senior from Waco, Texas, number 33, Head coach for the Lions is Donnie Boswick, assisted by Garrett Jones and Kyle Tucker.
Everybody start acting up. Follow me as I follow Christ, and I saw the king got jacked up. Now, wow, I'm true there. That's stupid. My speakers, I blew that.
And it is time for tip-off here in the Schaefer Center. The crowd is pumped up. The coaches across the NAIA are all wearing sneakers in recognition of Coaches versus Cancer Day. So as you see the broadcast today, thank the assistant coaches, the coaches on both sides, wearing the sneaks, standing up for Coaches versus Cancer. We appreciate that very, very much.
The Lions will put out what's become their traditional starting lineup now. Kind of settle into place. And they will head to midcourt. It'll be Mike Newellaway facing off against Jeremy McLean, 6'7", for the tip-off.
Junior from Tacoma, Washington. Transfer from Green River Community College. And we are ready for play here at the Schaefer Center. Tip controlled by the Lions. Walter with a hot hand of recent has kept the Lions in many a game the last 8 or 9 games. And now here comes Newellaway, a move inside. Back out to Gentry. Newellaway back to Rambo. Good ball movement, the first possession of the game. 9 of the shot clock left. Gentry will reset now. Now 5. Stops and pops. No good. Cleared out by Bacone.
Bacone's defense really frustrated the Lions on that. Tripped down the court, never really allowed him to look.
Big rebound from Deuce.
He goes high for that one.
Rambo looking for the call, doesn't get it, but they will keep possession.
Ball does go off a Warrior.
Rambo's high school coach, Tim Ferguson from Cedar Hill, Trinity Christian School in Cedar Hill, here in attendance today, watching his former point guard for the TCS Tigers. Here's a 3-ball from Ward, a high arching ball. Looked at it, missed it, cleared out by the Warriors.
Interesting path for Rambo. Went to school about 20 minutes away from here. went all the way up to Oklahoma Wesleyan University with Coach Bostwick, and then came down with Coach Bostwick back to SAGU. Said he'd actually never heard of SAGU before Coach Bostwick took the job. So interesting path to find your way to Waxahachie, Texas, when you live 20 minutes away your whole life, for most of it at least.
Here's a 3-ball from Walter. A bit long, cleared out from the center. McLean.
Minute and a half in, and we're still scoreless.
Lions at standard man-to-man defense. McLean drives inside, makes contact, off the glass. No good. Deuce with the rebound. He'll take it himself. Back out to Walter. Over to Rambo for 3. Got it! Rambo puts the Lions on top, 3-0.
Rambo has definitely emerged. We saw it all last year, his quickness and his shooting ability, but he has definitely turned into more than just the scoring leader of this team.
Now here's a 3 from Bacone. Off the mark. Rebound, Gentry pushes it forward. Stops and pops. He delivers. 5-0 lead Lions. The junior from Hondo, Texas.
Rambo playing
Almost
very
a little
tight.
bit of a trap there from Deuce, giving Rana some help. Another 3-ball. That's going to find the mark. Creed Flowers, a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, cuts the lead to 2.
As we said, he's a recent addition to Bacone, and he has definitely helped them out since joining the team.
Stop, pop, hop, pass over to Ward. Shot off the mark. Rebound, Warriors. And here comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rambo pops it away.
5 players set to check in for Southwestern. But first, Rambo dishes into Noel. Strong power move and lays it up and in. 7-3 Lions.
All came off of the good job by Dominic Rambo of popping the ball away from Jeremy McLean on what was an attempted fast break.
Derek Thomas, not to be confused with the famous Chiefs player Derek Thomas. Dishes inside to the big man. The big man misses. Now an outlet pass to Rambo. Looks up ahead, now takes himself and lays it in for 2 more. 9-3. The Lions jump out to a quick 6-point lead.
The Lions got to love the pace of this game right now. They seem to have the step right now on Bacone speed-wise. So they got to love if this game, turns into a speed matchup.
Nice move from the
And the Wellaway just
Bacone's
fights for
point
that
guard,
one.
and that was a steal. Reset the shot clock for the Warriors. DeMarcus Miles battling the Wellaway on the inside and the left side of the paint. And here's a steal from Deuce up to Rambo. They're too fast, too quick. There's a whistle and a foul. It'll send Rambo to the line, and here come 4, soon to be probably 5 once Rambo's done shooting. 5 new players, and this, Tim, is nothing new we've seen here at the Schaefer Center for head coach Donnie Bostwick to sub out 5 players all at one time and give everyone a fresh breather, and really gives the other team a completely new look offensively as well as defensively.
I think that's the most unique thing about what this does for the Lions, is that there's such a variety of players. It's not like you just have the guy who fills in for the other guy and he's playing the same way. Right now, when we see this team subbing in, it's going to be Emmanuel Adoy, and Ryan Alford, Maurice Oglesby, and James Ford. Tyler Gidger will stay on the side. And now this is interesting. We have not seen a whole lot of Ryan Alford or Maurice Oglesby this year, so they have Coach Bostwick making a little bit of a change and putting them in essentially in the second line. But again, if you've watched this team, you know these are vastly different players coming in for who just left. So you can't just play the Lions the way you have been the first 5 minutes.
Tyler Guidry set to check in for Rambo. If Rambo makes the free throw.
And that's been a struggle for the Lions. They have not been the best. They shoot around, I believe, around the 90th ranked free throw shooting team. It was a problem.
Those to fall.
It was a problem last year, and it's been, well, you can't say it's been a problem because it hasn't led to any losses yet, but you don't want to let it become a problem. You need to improve in that category as quick as you can. Right now, the Lions have opened up an 8-point lead against the Warriors.
And here's a whistle and a foul on James Ford, one of the 2 seniors on this ball club, who is really a spark plug off the bench, probably, you know, the typical 6th man. If there is a 6th man on the ball club, that's going to be the first guy you think of. Commits that foul. Maurice Oglesby playing defense hard out near the 3-point perimeter. And here's Alford.
Oh,
right over Alford, right over the 6'8" and long wingspan of Alford.
Derek Thomas goes high off the glass and makes that one go.
Ford looks into Adoy. Over to Guidry. He drives the lane, stops his past the free throw line, but a great rebound from Adoy.
And there's a foul on the court as contact with James Ford. And that's 2 fouls on Bacone now. And the Lions will inbound with a fresh 35 to shoot. Oglesby.
Free ball, Oglesby gives that a look. I'm not sure that's the first option for a 3-point shot, but he gave it a look and off the mark, and Bacone now sets up with 25 seconds on their shot clock, finding themselves down 11-5.
Oglesby can hit him. He's pretty good from long distance. Won the crowd wings a few times last year, so definitely a fan favorite. Makes that one falls though, and it's now just a 4-point lead for the Lions.
So he made the 14th one that got everybody happy.
Yeah.
So he can drop them. You'd like to see this front 5 look inside first, like right there. James Ford at least makes a move inside to test that interior defense. No good on that shot. Bacone working through the man-to-man defense, checking all their options. Now 18 on the shot clock. Thomas looks left. Now Al Davis, and he's going to be a turnover called on the Warriors.
Just an errant pass right there. Gives the ball right back to the Lions. And Doyle will inbound into Tyler Guidry.
Bacone also showing a man-to-man defense against this line offense, which averages, you say 75 points a game. What's the average for the Lions?
Yeah, the Lions average for the season 75 points a game. Bacone averages around 71. So similar scoring. The difference is Bacone allows about 81 points a game, and the Lions only allow, as we said, 68. They haven't allowed one opponent over 75 for the season.
Looks at the 3, passed it up. 13 on the shot clock, almost a travel there. Ref let that one go. Cycle around, now behind the back, inside the paint. Blocked by Alford, and here comes Ford. Off the glass, whistle, blocking foul.
And one.
And one, baby.
That's how you turn it to your favor. Big block. Ford goes the length of the court, gets the and one.
And just like that, here come your starting 5 about to check back into the game. And about every 3-4 minutes, you're going to see this in the first half, where Bostwick keeps those fresh legs and a fresh look to keep the Bacone Warriors on their toes. Ford at the line, and should he make his, we'll probably see Caleb Gentry slip in for him.
And fresh legs is a big thing when you've got an offense that's built around speed like this one is. Gentry does step in for James Ford, finishing off the 3-point play and putting the Lions back up by 7. And already you see the addition of, stolen by Deuce Ward. But you see what Alford can do.
Rambo surveys the situation. Out to Walter, misses that shot. Good hustle by Gentry. Stepped in the line, though. Turnover. Bacone will get the ball back.
But you see that already, you know, we said we hadn't seen Alfred really into the game that much. Well, you see him step into the game and get a big block already.
Now here's a full court press applied by the Lions. Bacone able to handle it, and now left with just 23 in the shot clock. And there's a drive inside. Finger roll. Too strong. Whistle.
There's a foul on Jeremy McClain, I believe, for a hold. That'll be the 4th foul on Bacone for the half.
And again, stay tuned at halftime. We've got a very, very special video presentation and some other exciting interviews and other content to pass along your way to our viewing audience. So don't go anywhere at halftime here in the men's second half of our doubleheader. A lot of good things happening here at Coaches versus Cancer Day.
Noelaway goes up strong.
Uses the left hand. The ambidextrous Noelaway delivers.
Lions haven't seen this full court look much this season, but they are pressuring Bacone and running that shot clock down. By the time Bacone sets up, they're down to 20.
Freed Flowers over. Looks like that shot was blocked, and it was. Roland Barboza's shot blocked from the top of the key. Now here comes Gentry. Oh, what a fantastic move! He lays it up and in! Wow!
That is finesse right there. Caleb Gentry.
Total body control. All the way to the basket. Made his defender miss. Little shake and bake. Laid it up and in. 18-7, just like that. Now here's a near steal from Rambo. What a play by Gentry.
Rambo almost with the steal right there. He's 3rd in the NAIA with 4 steals. So expect more of that. The Lions open up an 11-point lead thanks to some good defense and fancy play courtesy from Hondo, Texas.
And it's a shot clock violation.
And that is the biggest
Coaches
play.
love that.
The biggest play. I mean, you love the big blocks. You love the big blocks. You love the steals. You love all that kind of stuff. But a shot clock, forced shot clock violation is just the definition of suffocating defense. Deuce Ward, and rebound won't go the Lions' way.
Barboza almost lost that ball. Double team now. All kinds of pressure from the Lions. And now a steal from Rambo. Looks up ahead. He's got Gentry. Now Bacone steals it right back, and a whistle. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Jonathan Walter, I believe.
Rambo got a little bit caught up with himself there. Got the big steal, but then flipped it and didn't really look at where it was going first before he got rid of that ball. And so Bacone, the foul will be on Jonathan Walter. Bacone will retain possession.
Barboza puts the ball into play to Alex Wilson, the junior from right nearby here, Waxahachie, DeSoto, Texas. Played college at Cedar Valley for a year before transferring to Bacone. Oh, blocked! Noelaway goes way up there. Gentry from way downtown, off the mark. Here come Bacone now, back on their own fast break. Barboza.
No good.
Layoff off the mark. Now Rambo surveys the field. He finds Gentry. He drives strong to the hoop. Wasn't able to get that one to fall, but now the pace has picked up considerably here in the Schaefer Center.
And Bacone will try to slow it down as 2 times down the court, the Lions shut them down defensively. Score remains 18-7 as we see 5 Lions walk to the sideline. Right on cue. About 3 or 4 minutes have elapsed. Up.
Shot no good.
Well.
Scramble for the ball. Lions come up with it. Here comes Rambo. Looking for Noelaway. He'll take it himself. And a whistle.
That's a foul. And that'll send Rambo to the line for 2. And it will bring in 4 new Lions.
18-7, the Lions dictating the pace, both defensively and offensively, in this first 12 minutes of this first half. And Rambo gets the first one to fall, and four players check in for the Lions, and the fifth one about to check in, pending Rambo's free throw. We've said it before, and again, here it is, about the 4 minutes later. You get your 16, your 12, your 8, right on cue. Bostwick game plan, his execution, right on task, and here comes Tyler Guidry, the sophomore from Houston, Texas.
And that's a 30-second timeout by Bacone. Well, let's go over to the sideline now with Jessica Price with one of our dorm pastors. Jessica, take it away.
I'm here with Dusty Small, the dorm pastor from Teeter Hall. You're no stranger to the court. We see you out here a lot. Is it because you have so many guys from your dorm?
Well, of course, we love our guys in Teeter, the basketball team. We love SAGU. I love basketball, so it's not any difficulty for me to come out, but so we love come out and watch and support.
Awesome. What are your predictions for the game?
I'm going to go with Southwestern by 13.
All right. Well, hopefully you're right. Back to you, Robin Tim.
All right, thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Mr. Small, one of our fine leaders on the SAGU campus.
A very precise prediction, 13 points.
Well, it's 13 now, so I guess he's banking it stays right where it's at.
Bacone trying to find a way to make it work on offense. Having to go so high. I mean, you see the lines down there with Oglesby, Alford, and Nadoy. You just got to launch that ball so high to even consider it getting to the net. And at that point, it's so out of control, and you just got to hope for the best.
And add to that 10 fresh legs. 10 fresh legs just checked in 30 seconds ago.
And that's going to be a foul on the Lions, unable to get the rebound. And that's the only way Bacone's staying in this one at the moment, is getting those rebounds. The Lions committing a lot more to the block than we have seen them in the past. And it's worked twice already. And it's definitely frustrating Bacone's shot attempts.
Gordon backs in Adoy, now double teamed, and a whistle.
And that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Emmanuel Adoy. And it is. That'll be the fourth foul on the Lions for the half. And another fresh shot clock, fresh inbound for the Warriors.
Adoy, 6'5" freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, getting significant minutes in this game. Again, we didn't see him playing as much in our first broadcast in the fifth, getting a lot more minutes now already. There's a nice shot. That's a nice shot there. Fading away, sideline, baseline shot, cuts the lead to 11.
And that's what you have to do. A quick jumper is pretty much the only way to get over those towering defenders for the Lions.
Forward out to Oglesby. Oglesby to Ryan Alford. 16, a big three. In and out, way up there goes Alford, and is able to secure the ball enough to get it back to Adoy, who now sets back up with Guidry.
Worth noting, we're over 13 minutes into this game now. Bacone yet to hit double digits. Lions defense really,
suffocating.
Yeah, just pounding Bacone, not letting anything come easily.
Free ball and a whistle.
That's going to be 3 free throws for Bacone
well, what
right
happened
there.
is Guidry slid underneath the shooter, and when the shooter's feet landed, he landed on Guidry's feet, and you can't do that. You're going to get called for the foul every single time. That's going to send Thomas to the line for 3 free throw shots.
Yep. The Lions have gotten away with the fouls before, but as far as free throw makes go, but right there knocks down the first, and Bacone does reach double digits.
And imagine this, set to check back in again, our 5 new Lions. The starting 5 checks back in. Noel away, Walter, Rambo, Gentry, and Ward.
Thomas trying to make it 3 for 3, and he does. So Bacone cuts the lead down to 8. takes advantage of the Tyler Guidry foul beyond the arc. Rambo behind the back.
Hassled by pesky defense. And here comes Gentry inside to Deuce. Deuce skip pass over to Walter. Walter down to Noellaway. He backs in his defender. Back, almost behind the back pass, back to Caleb. Noellaway now 5 on the shot clock. How about this? How about Ward for 3? Oh, a little air ball.
And a shot.
Not the best possession for the Lions on that course of play.
No, if you're trying to rely on Deuce Ward to knock down a 3, that's not how you want any possession to end. Lions unable to find a good look. And Bacone, well, just over the last few minutes, have turned up the heat on defense and made a few things work on offense. Only trailed by 8. And have taken some of the noise out of this crowd as they nail a 3.
And that'll make the crowd even quieter. And that's number 40 again, Derek Thomas from Lawton, Oklahoma. And just like that, Tim, it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, but Coach Bostwick calls a timeout. This was a 13-point lead for the Lions, 20-7. Bacone on an 8-0 run. Cut it down to 5. And the Lions not making mistakes, not, fumbling the ball away, just not able to find a good look on offense. And it shows. They haven't got on the board their last few trips down, and Bacone, like we said, starting to find a little bit of separation, find their way inside, doing a good job on rebounding offensively. That's, like I said, that's where the Lions dominate. They suffered a little bit on Thursday, and they need to pick it up right now.
Alan Foster in his 13th year as head coach for the Warriors. Playing much better than their record indicates right now. It's just 3 wins overall, 1 win in conference play, and going toe-to-toe right now with the Lions last few minutes.
Ward doesn't make it fall. Whistle. And that's going to go against the Lions. It's going to be an over-the-back call on Mike Noellaway. That's their 6th foul from now on. As long as it takes place on defense, it'll send the Warriors to the line. Bacone with a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game.
They break that trap way too easily. Noellaway gives some defense, able to deflect that shot. And now Walter with the rebound, looking to go coast to coast, puts up a floater. Now Noellaway. Noellaway again, rebound, out to Rambo. Rack it up, oh, I thought he had that. It looked good from my angle. It looked really good. He's gonna maybe try it again. Now inside, goes up high, blocked. No foul called. Well, that 3-point looked good from our end, but I pre-called it and missed it. And that's not missed. And now, just like that, it's a 3-point lead.
Lions got to find a way to turn momentum back. Under 5 minutes left in the half. You don't want to go into the half with this kind of momentum going against you.
And you're probably going to see the starting 5 stay in the game a bit more. However, starting 5 has allowed some of these points to come back.
Deuce Ward puts it
right
back.
There, Ward
gets his own rebound and puts it back. Last 2 trips on the court, the Lions have definitely improved on the offensive boards. Ward breaks that up. It'll stay with the Warriors.
Yeah, when a team comes back like this, you might see less substitutions. We'll have to wait and see what's in Bostwick's mind, but chances are you'll probably see this group finish out most of the rest of this first half of play to try to get this lead back in the double digits.
Yeah, and before that field goal by Deuce Ward, the Lions had gone 4 minutes without a field goal made.
Irving Levine, a sophomore, a 6'1" sophomore from San Antonio, cuts the lead back to 3 again. Crowd much quieter now. Noellaway out to Rambo. High arching shot, way off the mark. Bacone back on the march. Fake left, dish off to the big man, Jeremy McClain, and he pulls the Warriors to within 1, and that gets Bostwick on his feet. Timeout Lions, 22-21, 3:41 left here in the first half.
And it's a 14-2-1 run for Bacone. This game, not just longer, this game was 20-7. The Lions had control of every aspect. We were saying offensively, defensively, the Warriors have turned it around. Defensively, they're frustrating the Lions, keeping them from getting open looks. And offensively, they're starting to shred through that Lions interior right there. Perfect design play. You get inside, flip it off to the big man, easy layup.
Well, the intensity from the Warriors just shifted around the 6, 7 minute mark. Something happened during a timeout and not been the same team since. And you know what this team we talked about is one win in the conference, but you said the pregame, you cannot lay down for this club at all. They held tough with Wiley.
Yeah, they beat Wiley by 10. SAGU only beat Wiley by 2. 10. And they took Texas Wesleyan in overtime, so they've already scared one of the top teams in the Red River Conference, beat another one, and the addition of 2 players, obviously a lot of those losses came before the beginning of January, and they've added 2 new players since then that have really helped them. And we mentioned them in the pregame. So Lions now have the ball up by 1, needing a spark before the half to really get things going their way again after opening up 20-7.
Only 5 of the 15 Bacone players are underclassmen. So you've got 10 out of 15 who are juniors or seniors. So it's an experienced ball club. The record may not indicate that. Teams like that can find a way to come back and win.
Ward unable to make that one fall, can't get the rebound. Rambo almost jumps on the steal, but can't quite.
You know, 16 on the shot clock. Under 3 minutes in the first half. Bacone looking for their first lead of the game. Do they get it here? Had a chance for an offensive rebound. Now they do get it. And Bacone content to start back over. They shift the ball to the right. Now a drive from the right. Off the rim, offensive rebound, no good. Another offensive rebound from McLean. Spins in and out. Rebound Walter. 3 or 4 shots at it. Nothing can fall. The Lions survive a scare. About to lose the lead. Now Walter with the floater. Yes, sir.
And that's one of those where for the Lions, you can't let that happen again. Allowing 3 offensive rebounds in a row. If you're Bacone, you can't miss that many opportunities in a row. So both teams have reason to kick themselves after that last play down here, but the Lions come away on top. Finally getting the ball without allowing a point.
That play makes both coaches upset.
So
in a big hurry.
Nobody's happy about that last
one.
But the Lions do get the nice floater from Jonathan Walter after that. Into the game come Emmanuel Adoy and James Ford.
So here we've seen really the first mix, Tim, on the court now between the starting 5 and we'll call it the second 5. Bostwick going with a bit of a different look, and now there's a steal from Gentry. He's going to go all the way, lays it up. 26-21 your score, back up to 5.
And maybe that's what he's thinking. Put a different look out there. So far, both looks have not. Oh, and another steal.
Steal from Noelaway. Out to Rambo. Out to Gentry. He pops from 3, and he's got it. He's got it. 29-21, and just like that, Lions push the lead back to 8.
Well, never question Coach Bostwick. He puts out a mixed look, and it comes away with 2 quick steals and 5 quick points.
Joining the starters on the court is Emmanuel Adoy and Ford, and there's a 3-pointer from Derek Thomas.
Knocks it down and ends the brief SAGU run, cuts the lead back to 5 as we approach the 1-minute mark in the first half.
Big 3 from Rambo. Big points from Rambo. 3 more, 32-24. A 3-point barrage. The last minute of play. Now under a minute in the first half. Will there be another 3-pointer? No, he's going to go inside, back out. Oh, and a great move inside. Number 21, count it, 2 points. Charles Gordon.
Found his way around Emmanuel Adoy, lays it in. Bacone cuts it right back down to 6.
Noelaway at the top of the key. Emmanuel fighting for the rebound, couldn't come up with it. Now under 30 and Bacone with a chance to cut this lead to 3.
Yeah, they will hold for last shot too with the shot clock off. down by 6, and the Lions come out to trap, trying to force a quick Bacone shot.
Palmer, no good.
The Lions can't get the rebound, allow another
Under
offensive
10,
board.
no whistle. High skip pass back over to Palmer again. Now 5. A three-pointer off the mark, rebound, Adore, and that'll end the first half in a furious run by Bacone to cut the lead back to 6. It was, I believe, 3 at one point.
It was
no,
down,
it was
down
1.
to
It was
1.
22-21 with about 3 minutes to play, and a couple threes from the Lions put the surge back on for SAGU, and they're now up by 6 at halftime. And wow, whew, I'm tired.
That was a flurry right there. Well, let's go down to the court side with Bianca Alarcon and the Alliance assistant coach.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with assistant coach Garrett Jones. Now, comparing the stats between Bacone and SAGU, the difference is really the points we allow per game. What does our defense need to do in order to keep the lead in the second half?
Yeah, Bacone came out and played well. We just got to do a better job getting after him a little bit. We'll clean up some stuff in the locker room and come out and play better.
And going into the game on an 8-game winning streak, sitting #1 in the Red River Athletic Conference tournament, were we expecting this kind of play from Bacone College?
Yeah, Bacone's got a good team. They come out and play hard. So we just got to match their intensity. We'll do that in the second half.
Okay, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Bianca. Thank you, Coach Garrett. We're at halftime here at the Schaefer Center. 32-26 your score, and it's a special day. It's coaches versus cancer afternoon. You're going to see coaches in sneakers. You're going to have some special halftime festivities. The ladies already won their first game, so pretty full crowd here as well. A lot of students, staff, and faculty here at the Schaefer Center today, Tim.
Yep, crowd's starting to fill in. The dinner crowd is finally starting to filter out from the cafeteria into the Schaefer Center, so right on cue. And you heard Coach Garrett talking there. They just got to match Bacone's intensity. And that's what we saw. Bacone kicked up the intensity over those last 7 or 8 minutes of the half, and that's what helped them cut a 13-point deficit down to 1. Lions stretch it back to 6. But either way, the Lions do need to start playing as desperately as Bacone's playing in a way, you know, to battle them and fight back with them. So the Lions did do a good job of finally starting to answer, finally starting to make some of those shots fall. We'll see some stats, of course, later on in the half. But first, here in just a second, we're going to go down to the court side for the Coaches versus Cancer halftime festivities. Let's go down to the court with Coach Arlen Beatles.
For tonight's Coaches versus Cancer fundraiser and awareness night. Those who have just joined us from the baseball field, we want to congratulate the baseball team for sweeping a doubleheader today, defeating Hillsdale 8-5 and 7-5, winning that best of 4, 3 games to 1. We want to thank everyone who's here tonight for joining with us in this collaborative effort that is going on nationwide in the fight against cancer. Most of us have or will be touched by this dreaded disease during our lifetime. Many of us tonight know someone close to us who's been stricken by cancer. But amongst us tonight, there are many who are battling cancer now, who are overcoming cancer, and who are cancer survivors. If you are with us tonight and you are in that group, we would like to recognize you. Please stand wherever you're at. If you are a cancer survivor, yes. The courage, and the heart, and the will, and the grace of God, we congratulate you. We want to recognize you, and we're about to not pass the buck, but we're going to pass the bucket. One of our very own who has had his life greatly impacted by cancer is our women's coach, Arlen Beatles. Would you please give it up as Arlen Beatles comes to the mic.
I want to thank all of you for supporting Coaches versus Cancer. This year is a special year because the NAIA and the American Cancer Association is allowing us to focus on our local area. As you came into the gymnasium tonight, across from the concession stand, I hope you saw pictures of David Bush and his wife, Joy. David works here at SAGU in the IT department. He's also a local pastor. Only 31 years old, David is now in a battle for his life versus cancer. David has already taken several treatments of chemo, and now he is preparing to receive a stem cell transplant in Houston, Texas. As you know, the battle against cancer is very expensive. While in Houston, David must rent an apartment. The cost is rising. David and Joy need our help. I remember when I was in Joy's shoes. Patricia, my beautiful wife of 33 years, needed a stem cell transplant. We went to the University of Nebraska in Omaha, the medical center there. We stayed there for 6 weeks. We rented an apartment. Our friends and colleagues supported us in so many ways, and that's exactly what we want to do for David and Joy. Never forget David and Joy in your prayers. The women's softball team is going to be passing pink buckets for you to give. My prayer tonight is that you'll do everything that you can to help us defeat this terrible disease called cancer. God bless all of you, and we love you.
Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We're at halftime here at the men's game. The Lions up 32-26, a 6-point lead. Largest lead was at 13, now down to 6. Bacone, a strong run here the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And really a great presentation at halftime. We just heard from the women's basketball coach, Arlen Beatles.
Yeah, great representation, giving some of his story. And, well, SAGU Sports Insider sat down with him and Coach Bostwick earlier this week to kind of get more of the inside story, and especially the inside story of David Bush, one of the members of the IT department here at Southwestern. Talked about him earlier. He's currently undergoing treatment for cancer down in Houston, and that's what the focus of the fundraiser will be this year for Coaches versus Cancer. So we sat down with him earlier this week, both of these coaches, to kind of talk about this and get the story of what Coaches versus Cancer is.
30 miles south of Dallas, Texas, nestled in the town of Waxahachie, is a little school named Southwestern Assemblies of God University. A school for the last 70 years, living out its message of faith in action through every avenue, including the playing fields.
My story is, you know, like so many of you, I had a college love, and she was a beautiful blonde. Her name was Patricia. We married and started our lives together. We were married for some 33 years. She went to her doctor, and we discovered that she had Burkitt lymphoma, which is a cancer in the stomach. And so we went to Omaha, Nebraska, the University of Nebraska, Omaha. We stayed in an apartment, and each day I would take her and she would receive her treatment. And she battled it, but after 1 year, she lost her life to cancer. And there's so many young women and men who lose their life to cancer. So I'm just happy to have this opportunity, every chance I get, to go against this terrible disease.
The fight against cancer has never been more apparent for this close-knit campus community, as one of its own, David Bush, is currently undergoing treatment for cancer. Men's basketball coach Donnie Bostwick felt a call from the start to help David.
I just felt that I knew that I was supposed to battle for David. I love the story of David and his mighty men. I've just studied it and studied it. And one of the stories about his mighty men was about Eleazar. And whenever everybody was running in a battle one time, he stood up and stopped running and held his ground. He fought so long that the sword froze in his hand. And they couldn't pry the sword out of his hand until he won the battle. And Jesus told me if I want to fight, I need to do the same thing. And I need to do it in public places. So I got my sword, and I coach right now with my sword in my hand. I take it everywhere I can, and I'm going to stand in a battle, and I'm going to battle for David until God heals him, because I know it's going to happen.
Faced with this great challenge, the SAGU Athletic Department is rallying around David.
Been here a couple of years, and I received some literature, you know, about coaches versus cancer. And I wanted to do something about it, and so I talked to our athletic director, and he said, go for it.
First thing I thought whenever Coach versus Cancer Day came up was, man, is there any way we could possibly help David and Joy. It's just kind of snowballed from there. We are so excited this year to be able to bless them. We are more excited about what God's going to do for him than we are for our team. And we just want to hope you join with us in this fight for cancer, because as I said before, it's a battle we're going to win.
And welcome back. We are at halftime here, and no, that's not the Lions. It's the future Lions in about 10 years from now. And some Lady Lions, as we have some halftime festivities unfolding here at the Schaefer Center. And well, what a great piece, Tim. That was just, I mean, that's a tearjerker to see the power of love. Coach Beadle's love for his wife and what Coach Bostwick is doing to help raise awareness. What a class act. This whole department is just top shelf.
And again, obviously not enough time to put every story in that video, but Coach Bostwick just lost his father to cancer about 2 or 3 years ago during his team's run with Oklahoma Wesleyan, during their run to the national championship that year, actually. So his father died right before that. So just touching story from him, and that both coaches have such a passion to help out. And really, like I said, just put faith in action. It's you know, obviously we believe in prayer, we believe in miracles. And it's one thing to do that. It's another thing, you know, just to, you know, put your feet on the ground, to put the extra mile in, and, you know, walk with that person through the struggle. Because obviously David and Joy both are going through a struggle right now. And we as a campus really want to help them. And if you feel like you would like to donate to Coach vs. Cancer cause, you can go to sagu.edu, click on the story in the bottom of the page for the Coach vs. Cancer Day, and there's a link to give right there. So if you feel like to do that, go follow those instructions and go to that page.
David Bush is one of the friendliest, classiest guys that I've known in my 6 years here. He is so helpful. He's the director of the whole IT department, Information Technology Department. He always has time to answer your phone calls, your emails. He walks to your office and checks things out. I mean, he is a true servant's heart, and we are all behind you, David. You're going to beat this thing. You're going to beat it.
Yeah, he's such a great guy, and obviously dealing with people when you're an IT director can be difficult. We're both tech guys, and we know how questions can be sometimes, but they always do a great job. So our prayers are behind him, and right now, our actions are behind David and Joy as he's down in Houston receiving this treatment. So our prayers go out, and we wish him all the best.
We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some first half stats here in SAGU Sports Live as your Lions lead 32-26. Stay tuned here on SAGU.tv. And welcome back to the Schaefer Center as the children still play on as we are at halftime. We think there's 8 minutes left in the half. Now there's a buzzer, but we're not going to go by what the buzzer says because the clock doesn't mean anything with the buzzer with this little halftime game. So kids are having a great time. We're having a great time here. Lions up by 6. And Tim, some interesting first half stats. Pretty evenly matched so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this game is extremely evenly matched. The two teams shooting about the same. Bacone shooting 30%. So obviously the Lions average of holding you well below is holding still. But the Lions only shooting 35% for the half. The Lions and Warriors tied in rebounds, but look at that. Bacone with 2 more offensive boards than the Lions. We talked about there being a problem with Wiley. It turns into a problem here again. The plays where the Lions dominate. They're 3rd in the nation in offensive rebounds. They're getting beat right now. Fouls about even. 3-pointers, 3 for 10, 3 for 6. Free throws, both teams perfect. Turnovers is where the Lions have their lead. They only have 4 turnovers to 8 for Bacone. Lions have 6 of those turnovers have been steals by the Lions. Lions with 3 blocks, largest lead obviously 13, and Bacone never led throughout the first half, but they did cut it pretty close and had some chances there at the very end.
And one stat you don't see that's interesting is there's been only 5 assists in the entire first half. 3 of those have come from the Warriors and just 2 assists for the Lions. Very uncharacteristic, knowing you've got Rambo running the offense for the Lions.
Yeah, a very low assist game. It's been a fast break game. It's been a game where you've had to score off turnovers, score off offensive rebounds, a lot of putbacks, a lot of second chance points for both teams. So not a lot of assists. Looking at some player stats, Dominic Rambo leading the way with 12 points for the Lions. He has 2 steals and an assist. Second scoring is Caleb Gentry. He has 9 points. Besides that, not many points. Mike Noello is 3rd with just 4 points. The Lions just scored 32 in the half. For the Warriors, it's Derek Thomas with 9 points leading the way, and that's about it for them. 5 points for Quentin Rose, a low-scoring, defensively dominated half where neither team could shoot any higher than about 35%. So, like I said, a lot of tough defense, a lot of frustrating defense for these two offenses.
One of those 3 assists from Bacone coming from Brett Palmer, a 5'8" junior from Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Now, we're putting common sense. We believe junior Oklahoma Wesleyan is a good chance that he probably played under our head coach, Donnie Bostwick. He's now in his 2nd year with us. It's possible that as a freshman, Brett Palmer was one of his players at the OWU.
Either way, we now have 3 players who are formerly Oklahoma Wesleyans on the court tonight with Caleb Gentry, Dominic Rambo, and now Brett Palmer. So a very interesting storyline there, as that program apparently is putting out some very, very solid players, progressing from the Division II of NAIA up to D1 in the Red River Conference. So yeah, look at the stats though. This is just an evenly matched game.
Very much so.
And again, you know, you talk about second half adjustments, who's going to win the game. It's going to be the team that can find a way to shoot better than 35% in the second half. Now the Lions probably have a better chance of shooting 35% in the second half and still winning. The Warriors are probably going to have to shoot around 40-45% to find their way back in this one. Otherwise, they're going to find it very difficult. The Lions need to find a way to make those three-pointers start falling too. Last year that was such a weapon for them. This year it's been a lot less of a weapon. The average has not been there, averaging just about 7 a game. Last year they were averaging 9 or 10 a game. Just 3 so far. A lot of those shots went off. Bacone shooting better from three-point range than everywhere else. 50% from beyond the three-point arc, just 30% overall. So we might see that play in. Maybe Bacone becomes content to shoot on the outside.
They may shoot more than just 6 shots for the half. I mean, they hit half of them. So largest lead was at 13, about 8-9 minutes left in the second half. Bacone cut it to 6, and so we got a ball game in here. Now some other ball games happening on the campus. The baseball Lions swept their doubleheader, winning 8-5 the opener, and I guess it's not really a nightcap, but the second game 7-5. So 2 more wins for the Lions over Hillsdale College.
Yeah, great job. Well, right now we're going to go down to the court with Bianca Alarcon, who's with our esteemed President Bridges. Bianca?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with President Bridges. Now, tonight has been a very special night in that it's our 5th consecutive year hosting Coaches versus Cancer. What about tonight's event makes it so close to home for the university?
Well, because of the focus this night on David and Joy Bush. David, of course, is battling cancer. He and his wife have been spending a lot of time down in Houston at MD Anderson, and they are 2 remarkable people. David, of course, heads our IT department, but also is a local pastor. And so for us to focus in and help them in this time of need is just very important, and I'm so pleased with the great response so far.
Now, last year, SAGU led in donations for the NAIA for the American Cancer Society. Why is it important that the university stays so proactive in bringing awareness to cancer?
Well, Southwestern is all about serving, and of course when you think about the tremendous need across our land and around the world with regard to the challenge of cancer, I think it makes a lot of sense for Southwestern to be on the top of this, and so I'm really pleased. I wasn't even aware that we were #1. I hope that continues to be the case.
Thanks so much, President Bridges.
You bet.
Robin, Tim, back to you.
Well, thank you, President Bridges, and thank you, Bianca. And again, from the top, this is a family day, and we're all behind you, David. And it's just great to see the president also on board with what we're having with cancer, our Coaches versus Cancer.
Yeah. Hopefully a great day. Hopefully a lot of donations coming out there. I didn't know we led either. So Bianca breaking some news for us. We led last year in donations, and we hope that we can, more than match this year. Hope we can keep on pushing the number higher to give our brother David a little bit of help out.
Well, right now the Lions are looking to rack up their, is it 9th or 10th? I think it's 9th win in a row.
9th win in a row.
And that would also put them well entrenched in first place. Now, even though they got another home game today, they are 12-0 on the road. So you mentioned at the beginning of our broadcast, does Coach prefer to be on the road? Well, you never want to say yes, but there's only 2 road games left, so you got some home cooking here. Let's make sure we get the wins on the home side as well as that wonderful mark you have on the road right now.
And I understand the feeling. Sometimes the motivation to win on the road is much more. I mean, obviously you want to win in front of your home crowd, but you get there and the crowd's taunting you. They're in their face. We're actually talking with Caleb Gentry. You're saying that that's part of the success. Is you get there and people are purling some insults, you know, just trying to get in your head, and you know they play with such a brotherhood attitude of, hey, I'm not going to let this crowd get the best of me. I'm not going to get the best of me and my brothers. So we're going to go out and you know, kind of shut this crowd up. So right now they need to get this crowd on their feet, though, find a way to push this lead back to double digits where it was earlier on in the first half.
And I'll tell you, last year they were 8-5 in conference play on the road, and then in the year before, 2010, just 3-10 on the road. So great improvement, and let's see if it keeps up as they have 2 more games left on the road. February 9th, that's at Houston down at St. Thomas, and then final game on the road is February 16th. LSU Shreveport.
And those are both going to be some pretty tough games. And actually, the SAGU alumni department is helping put together some watch parties for those games. If you're in those areas, we'll have more details on that as those dates draw closer. But if you're interested, be sure and check out the SAGU alumni Facebook page to find out what those dates are if you're in either of those areas of Shreveport and Houston. And hey, as long as you're on Facebook looking that up, be sure and go to Facebook and look us up, SAGU Sports Live. We'll have all the highlights, latest news on polls. When the polls break on Tuesday, we will have where the Lions stand. If they can win today, well, they'll be a lot higher than 16, I can tell you that.
Well, let's see if the Lions can take a stand one more time and get another home win against Bacone, the Bacone Warriors, as they definitely have fought back into this game as we now start the second half of play, finding themselves down just by 6. Lions with the ball, or the Warriors with the ball to begin the second half.
Oh, Rambo!
By Rambo. 2 more. Easy 2 for Rambo, 34-26.
That was just kind of a lazy pass. Took far too long to get to his destination. You can't do that with Dominic Rambo going against you. He will jump in front of that.
Nice offensive board from McLean.
You mentioned
Warriors.
Mentioned it at halftime. SAGU usually dominates in that category where they lost it on Thursday. Right now, they're down 9-6 on offensive boards against Bacone. Definitely a change or a turning of the tables for the Lions.
Rambo. Got it! The high-arching, patented Rainbow three-pointer from the corner.
Up by 9, courtesy of that one. Lions now trying to stand strong on defense again. Rambo opening up the half on fire. 17 points on the game.
Poked away by Ward. Gentry comes up with it. Cross court over to Walter. Oh, he looked at the 3. Rambo looks like he wants to take the 3. Now looking inside. He'll take the 3 after all. Off the mark there. Cleared out by the Warriors. Creed Flowers shifts over to Thomas. He lets it fly. He's got it. 37-28. 37-30. Down to 7.
Flowers now has 13 points on the game. Oh, sorry, Thomas has 13 points on the game.
Gentry wants some action. Shot no good. Walter got a hand on it, unable to bring it in. Al Davis will bring the ball up. Over to Thomas. Thomas guarded closely by Gentry. Lost the ball, gets it back, floater. Rebound Walter. They've got numbers.
Yeah, they've got the man advantage. They back it off though.
Noel away. Post up low, back out to Rambo. Drives, dishes. Noel away, was waiting for the rebound, wasn't expecting the ball, but he finally, on the 3rd attempt, tips it in, and he gets a high five from Rambo on the way back.
He had to fight for every one of those points. Had to go up twice to get his own rebound.
And there's a steal by Walter. Look out! Look out! Yeah, baby! And the crowd on their feet. Walter sends it home.
And the Lions go back up by double digits for the first time in a while. Some big breakaway steals to start the half by Dominic Rambo and Jonathan Walter.
That may go in. It did go in, and shaking his head, almost apologizing for that shot is Jerry McLean. Yeah, let's just say that's a bucket.
That's 2 points right there. That is one way to get 2 points.
Nice move by Rambo. Out to Walter. He lets a 3-ball fly. A little short. Noel away. Offensive board. Rambo into the paint. Shifts back out. Navigates. He drives again. Out to Ward. Just inside the 3-pointer. Yes, sir!
Lions back up by 11. Does a good job of swinging it over to Deuce. Just straight away from the basket. And Ward makes it fall.
Walter almost got another one. Skip pass. Over to Thomas. 18 on the shot clock. 3-ball.
That's good.
Got it.
Bacone, like I said, they shot 50% in the first half.
Creed Flowers.
As they're trailing here in the second, you may see them start to really pull up on more of those, needing the extra points.
Rambo drives out to Gentry. Deuce took a look at it. Now pops over to Ward. Loose ball. No whistle.
Picked
Rambo.
up.
He finds Caleb in the corner. Nails it! 3 more, and Coach Bostwick on his feet. Likes what he sees.
Yeah, you leave Caleb Gentry that open in the corner, and more times than not, that's going to end up in 3 points for the Lions. Back up by 11, approaching the 15-minute mark.
And we got 5
second
players
half
ready to check in, but there's no stoppage to play as another shot goes down for Derek Flowers, and no whistle, no foul, and we got 5 Lions ready to give some relief.
And the Lions may have to start coming out and challenging Bacone on that 3-point arc because Bacone's knocking it down right now, shooting better from beyond 3-point range than anywhere else.
There's another 3. A bit short, still no whistle. Rebound Bacone. 46-36 your score, 46-38 your score. Check that. Now a whistle. It's going to be a foul on Walter. And here come 5 new players, and I think these starting 5, the second half could use a quick rest. They have hit it hard in the second half.
First foul on the Lions, first foul of the half in general. That's good. Over 5 minutes in before you commit your first foul. You don't want to start giving Bacone free points too early. Not a bad foul or anything, but you finally get those 5 fresh legs in who have been sitting here for a while.
Absolutely.
So
good discipline by both ball clubs. That's really impressive. They go 5 minutes.
Stolen away.
Foul.
Alford knocks it out to Adoy.
Out to Guidry. Ford gets it inside to Alford. Back out to Oglesby. He likes the 3. Oh, in and out. And Ford tips it in. Great offensive tip in.
Ryan Alford was reading that one the whole way and just knocks it in.
The freshman from Dayton, Texas, making his presence felt inside.
Go to the basket. That's what Coach Bostwick preaches to his players. Get the ball out of the net, whether it's made or missed. Go get the ball. Ryan Alford walks it right there and knocks that one in.
Alex Wilson stops, pops, a high archer, too strong, loose ball, still loose. Who wants it? McLean comes up with it off his foot. Lions ball. Those are the kind of possessions Bacone cannot afford to have, Tim.
Now, when you're gonna
put that ball in the hoop.
Well, because you get the offensive rebound at first too, and you should really realize how generous the Lions are being, letting you get out that many offensive rebounds in a game. You can't miss those opportunities. We saw him miss a big one earlier.
Ford for 3. He gets the 3. A handful of Lions have hit from beyond the 3-point line now.
They're at 6 on the game. It's always worth noting, 14 gets wings, so you have to have 8 more in the next 13 minutes.
I'm getting hungry already. On our wall here behind the broadcast table, it's BWW and then free wings. So right now we're at BWW fr. So almost halfway home.
Guidry picks it up.
Nice pickup. Forward up ahead, ball stolen by Gordon. Now Gordon up ahead to Thomas. And a block! Oh, and a nice offensive putback for Bacone off a great block. on the inside for the Lions.
Lions have done a much better job than they have all year getting the blocks, but the rebound essentially goes.
Ford wants it. He's going to take it. A little short, not enough arc. Almost got his own rebound. Now here comes Bacone. Here comes Wilson in the corner. 3-ball. It's up. Anyone's ball. Rebound picked up by Adoy. He's got Ford right. Gives it up to the guard. Guard lays it up and in. Ford. 2 more. 53-40, and here come 5 more lines to our bench right in front of us. We're going to check back in for Coach Bostwick. Big 3. No good. Adoy.
The push
came down with the board, but a whistle.
And it's going to be a push on Adoy.
It's going to be a push on Adoy as he came down with the ball, but pushed off getting that board.
So the original starting 5 comes back in for the Lions. Just the Lions' second foul of the half. No fouls on Bacone thus far. Just under 12 minutes left. Lions are back, well, to their largest lead of the night, 13 points. They've kind of silently, they've never really broken away. They've just chipped, and found their way back up by 13. Bounce pass.
Up ahead to Gentry. Little stutter step. Out in the corner to Walter. Goes up strong. Misses. Noelway follows on the weak side. Right where he should be and puts it in for 2.
Mike Noelway is owning the boards here in the second half. Now the crowd's getting into it as they start the big defense chant. Up by 15.
Noelway taking care of the boards tonight. There's a strip from Gentry. He ran it the whole way. Looks up ahead. Pass behind to Ward. Loose pass. Bacone's going to come away with this one. Now they're on their own fast break. That's going to be a foul by Gentry. That's going to be 2 shots with the body. Intentional foul. It's going to put him on the line for 2.
So first free throws of the half for either team, just under 11 left. And the Lions pushing it back up to a 15-point advantage. First one is good from TaMarcus Miles.
Second one also good. It cuts the lead back to 13 and a timeout on the court. Timeout called by Bacone's head coach, Alan Foster. Going to be a full timeout. And yeah, the Lions had their largest lead, and well, it still is now, 55-42. It was 15 a moment ago, their largest lead. So the Lions have upped that from 6 to 15, now 13, and that's a good start now halfway through, almost halfway through the second half.
Yeah, you've done exactly what you need to. Well, let's go down to Jessica Price on the court. Jessica.
My fellow student and friend, Seth Primer-Bina. So Seth, along with being in student congress and theater department, why do you think coming to the basketball games enhances your school spirit?
I just think it's a great place to watch everyone come together and just be so proud with school pride. Yeah!
All right. And tell me, do you have any friends out there on the court?
Yes, Ben Starks. He's on T3, my hall, and he's just a great guy. Ben.
All right, thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Did Seth take his medication today?
Well, I don't think we asked the crowd, so we want to be as fired up as possible. As the crowd tries to start a Ben Starks chant, and I don't think it's any farther than Seth. So, Lions bring the ball down the court, up by 13. Packing it in there on the inside, not trying to spread, trying to bring him in, then spread it out, it appears.
Noelway, he wants it. Now he's got Gentry. Now fakes the pass. Fadeaway jumper. Yes, sir! Textbook. Noelway backed his man down, faked the pass inside to the cutting man, took it himself.
Noelway on the verge of a double-double in this game. 10 points now with 9 rebounds.
That's a block. That's a clean block. Oh, they're going to call a whistle.
Yeah, foul called on Deuce Ward there. They'll go to the line for 2. Well, I've just been handed a note
Oh, boy. Wow, look at that number.
That's an impressive number. The total raise thus far
today.
Coaches versus just today for coaches versus Cancer here at Southwestern, $3,513.
Wow.
And this is an initiative that we're pushing through till April, so you can donate online or at the athletics department through April. But already, just kicking the initiative off, $3,513 already. So way to go, everybody. Just keep that coming. That's the kind of thing you love to see.
That's great.
That's, you know, and you love that a basketball game can bring everybody together to do that. So that's a great number, and we just encourage you all to just make it go even higher.
More than $3,000 in just a couple hours of play. Now here's Deuce Ward. He finds Walt on the outside. Interior pass to Mike Llewellyn. He loses it, but it's going to stay on this side of the court off a Bacone player. Creed Flowers checking out. Derek Thomas back in the game for Bacone.
Lions will only have 12 seconds on the shot clock when they inbound, so they got to make this happen pretty quickly. Ward's looking.
Wide open. Llewellyn wants it, takes it, got it.
Mike Llewellyn just has such a pure shot.
Real smooth.
Just jumps up, extends that arm fully. It's like he just directs the ball in perfectly. So he's a big man, but he shoots like a point guard, but he's a big man.
Nice move by Wilson, unable to connect with a layup attempt.
Blocking foul.
And now it's going to be on Llewellyn.
Blocking foul on Llewellyn. Lions are up to their 5th foul now.
Just his first, that's his second. Check that, that's his second on the night.
Jonathan Walter, the only Lion in any sort of perceivable foul danger. He's at 3 fouls. As they mop up the court real quickly. Bacone still foul-less through the first 10.5 minutes of the second half. So,
well,
they'll have a lot of fouls to use when the game gets down towards the end if they're still close enough in.
Well, that could actually hurt you at some point because you're now taking time off the clock to get to that 7th foul because you want the clock to stop to get on the line to get a rebound, but if you're wasting time fouling, every precious second can count if you're down by 4 or 5 points with a minute and a half left. You don't want to waste any time fouling when there's not going to be a potential rebound off of a missed free throw. So you hate to say you want to foul, but through the course of the game, you typically are at 7 when there's 3 minutes left. And right at this clip, they won't even be close to 7.
The only advantage there is if you're able to play the inbound plays and just try to get steals. But you're right, that can waste time. So that could go against Bacone. It's very rare that you say it that they're in foul trouble because they only have 0 fouls.
Well, we're kind of making that argument. We'll see if it pans out. It's a theory. It's a theory.
Well, we're not above pushing new sports theories on here at SAGU Sports Live.
Theorists here at SAGU Sports Live. Another whistle. It's going to be on Bacone, a hold on Wilson.
On Alex Wilson right there.
And now that's going to be the first foul. Congratulations, Bacone. You've right on cue. You've blown our theory. So
we'll have to wait for another game to test it out. Rambo leading down the court. Lions 14-point lead.
Rambo looking, pops, stops, and pops. No good. Long rebound. And I don't think anybody touched that ball, so it's going to be side out or out of bounds for Bacone.
Roland Barboza did a good job boxing out Mike Llewellyn, so he never had a chance to get to the rebound. I'm surprised we haven't seen Bacone try more 3-pointers. They've been very successful on the night, and down by 14, you need the extra
half
spark.
of them. You're exactly right. They had half in the first half. So, but this suffocating defense from the Lions may perhaps preventing some of these 3-pointers from even being attempted. There's an offensive board, and here comes Wilson in the corner. Is going to look over, and he's got Thomas. Back out to Wilson. He's going to take the 3. He's going to take it. He's going to miss it, but offensive rebound, loose ball. Taken finally by Gentry over to Deuce, who slams it home, baby!
Deuce Ward just takes it and throws it through the hoop. The Lions
nice move right
get
there.
the crowd on their feet.
Nice move.
Go up
from
by
Gordon.
16, but Bacone cuts it right back down to 14.
Gordon, the junior from Houston, Texas, Willow Ridge High School, slices through the SAGU defense, cuts it down to 14 with 7 2.5 minutes left. Rambo, a big three. Too strong.
Oh. Collision on the sideline as the ball will go out, and
here come 5 more white-shirted Lions.
And I believe it's going to stay with the Lions as, yes, the unofficial second line for the night steps in. Adoy will inbound to Tyler Guidry.
Guidry looking for help. He's got Oglesby up top. Oglesby shakes off Adoy in the corner. Now down to Adoy. Back to Guidry. Alford now, everyone touching the ball. You like this, Ford finally gets a hand on it. Misses a three-point shot. All 5 players touch the ball in that possession. Big three from Thomas, too strong.
Another offensive board.
Weak side offensive rebound. McLean cleans up the garbage, and we're now down to an 11-point lead. Not out of the woods yet, Lions.
No, down to 12, and right there again, the offensive rebounds going against the Lions completely tonight. Bacone really owning it.
It's good defense by McLean. More
Blocked
good defense
away.
by McLean. McLean first played straight up defense against Alford and altered the shot, and then just swatted away a second attempt on an offensive board. Good defense from the junior from Tacoma, Washington, a 6'7", and obviously the biggest, strongest man in the red jerseys today.
Fresh shot clock for the Lions.
Ford, little jumper, short. And here come the Warriors. A weird pass back over to a three-point shooter who didn't take it, gave it to McLean, and McLean, again, cleans up
and gets
on the inside.
Gets it over Alford and Adoy, and gets on cue. 6 minutes left, 10-point lead for SAGU. This is by no means over yet. SAGU's got to find a way to nip this Bacone rally in the bud.
That's 4 possessions, which is nothing in 6 minutes. That's nothing. So SAGU, Southwestern, looking to increase this back to that 15-16 mark, and that'll help a little bit. Guidry with a little help from the rim. Shooter's touch. Big three. Got it! Creed Flowers, the junior from Tulsa, cuts the lead to 9. Now Ford from the screen off of Alford. 20 on the shot clock. Ford, he lets a three fly way off the mark. And now that gets Bostwick on his feet. Here's McLean inside again, back out. Good ball movement from Bacone.
No whistle call on that.
Another offensive board. A three from Flowers. Nailed it. And a timeout from Bostwick. He's seen enough, and this lead is cut to 6, just like that.
Wow.
We're at 5 minutes, and the one-win team in the conference is going nowhere here at the Schaefer Center.
No, they have fought right back into this one. Lions had stretched their lead to as large as 15 here in the half. Appeared like it might be time to, you know, start bringing in the very end of the bench and just end this one. Bacone, like you said, start shooting beyond three-point range. They've been really good in there all night. They knock a couple down. They really limit what SAGU can do offensively, and we're right back to a 6-point ball game. The Lions about to bring in their starting 5 again, really needing them to turn this momentum, because a 6-point lead with about 4:50 left is nothing. Two possessions, and the way they're shooting threes, that's just 2 3-pointers.
15-point lead with about 10.5 left, 11 left, now down to 6. And really credit Bacone's defense, credit their full court press, and finally some threes. We mentioned that they need to do that, and about the last 90 seconds, several threes have fallen for the Warriors. Again, they shot 50% from the three-point arc in the first half. So they're finally finding those open looks, and they're getting them to drop.
The Warriors are 0-11 on the road this season. They have not won a road game yet.
Wow.
So they are definitely looking to, well, surprise everyone here. Down by 6, Lions needing to turn this tide.
And to do that, Bostwick has the starting 5 back in the game to try to clean this game up and put it under wraps. Rambo, big strong move and a huge rejection. And I think that was McLean. It was McLean again. Timed that jump just right, waited for Rambo to elevate. McLean waiting on him and just said, I don't think so.
Yeah, the Warriors are playing so aggressively right now, just all over the Lions shooters, not giving them an inch.
And that's good help defense, Tim. McLean is not regularly guarding Rambo, as you can well imagine. That's great help defense.
Shot clock running down.
From the three-point land. How about Rambo inside? Shortest man in the court. Gets a board under the paint, lays it up and in.
Gets kind of the reverse layup there. Very crucial. He did not want to give the Warriors the ball back without scoring. Lions defense needs a stop here.
That was a big point. Here's a 3 ball. Got it. That is Roland Barbaza, a 5'11 junior from, get this, I'm not making this up, the North Pole, Alaska. There's a city in Alaska called the North Pole.
Rambo can't make it fall. This is a 5-point ball game. There's 3:40 left. Lions need to buckle down.
Whistle.
No shot.
They call that a charge. They call it charge. Noelaway stood his ground. And now up on his feet is the head coach, Alan Foster. Doesn't like that call at all.
That would have been a huge turn if they could have made that bucket and won, cut the lead to 2, but they call it a charge. Stood his ground, and the Lions will get the ball up by 5,
Wow.
needing, like I said, needing to turn this one away. The Warriors are putting the scare on the Lions right now, and if you're SAGU, you've just got to buckle down and show a little bit of courage over the last 3.5 minutes. 65 to 60.
This is the moment. 3 minutes left. This is, you know, to use a cliche, this is what champions are made of right here. How do you respond with an inferior team on your court, and you're in a 5-point game with 3 minutes left? Can you put the team away that you're supposed to win? Bacone is playing wonderful basketball the last 10 minutes. Hats off, credit their defense, credit their coach for making defensive shifts and changes as needed with personnel, and they are doing all they can to give SAGU fits right now. Here's Barbaza again, the Alaskan sensation in the last few seconds for the Warriors. He lights up another one from the North Pole, and it was just a bit long. If you're a Bacone fan, you want to see that fall. 65-60 now under 3 minutes left, and Barbaza will take a seat.
I think your biggest lament of this game is you didn't find yours from the North Pole earlier. You have 50,000 North Pole puns you won't be able to use.
I better stop now. He just checked out of the game, but there it is, North Pole, Alaska. So, hey, you learn something new every day. SAGU Sports Live.
Under 3 minutes now. Lions need some points. They need to put this back to a 3-possession game.
Strong move, reverse.
Mike Noelaway, and there is a foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Fighting through. The Lions can't make a shot fall right now.
That's what you got to do, though, Tim. You got to get those boards, put them in, get fouls, drop these free throws, and just impose your will on this team.
That's the key. You need to knock down these free throws. They've been very good from the line tonight. So let's see what they can do here. Noelaway misses the first. You really need one of these. You want to make this at least a 6-point game to where Bacone still need to think 3 points, although they've been more dangerous from 3 than they have from anywhere else.
True. Very true. Just 3 fouls committed by Bacone. So we mentioned a few minutes ago about potential like weird foul trouble to not have enough fouls, and they're down 6, and we are approaching that moment where they may need to foul to put the Lions on the line, and right now they won't be on the line.
Well, at the moment, they definitely don't need to foul. They're only down by 6. They've been really, like I said, owning this game. The Lions were up by 15 points. It appeared that they had survived the big scare. It appeared that the scare was, we were up by 13, and it became a 1-point lead. And so now it's just time to coach them around out. Well, say hello to the second scare. The Lions have owned the first half of each half, and Bacone has rallied with a vengeance both times.
Foster exhorting his troops to hang tough, just to fight, keep working.
And he's
in a hostile territory.
Drawing up plays right there, trying to get the things that they need And it's been working for them. Like we said, don't go to sleep on this team. They beat Wiley. They took Wesleyan to overtime. This is a good team that just hasn't been able to put together some wins. And they're trying to stun the #1 team in the Red River Conference. It's a weird.
This would send shockwaves to the whole conference.
It's a weird position for the Lions. The Lions have always been the underdog. Last year even, they were the underdog, stunning LSU Shreveport and Our Lady of the Lake.
Sure.
This year, all of a sudden, the Lions find themselves in the unusual. Yeah, they're the unusual role of Goliath in this situation. And so we're put in the weird position of, as fans in the stands here, of rooting for Goliath. Not a very common thing at Southwestern. They'll be guarding this inbounds pass very closely. They need to start forcing some turnovers like they did earlier.
If you're going to go to the elite level of NAI basketball, you have to begin to see yourself as the hunted, not the hunters. And Bostwick is creating a culture to do that, and here's a great chance to work on that culture right here with 2.5 minutes left.
Because people are going to play their best game of the year against you.
Absolutely.
They're going to prep for you, and they're going to target you.
Big, strong move, and a swat rejection by Noellaway. Boy, is looking strong. There was a huge lane left open for Creed Flowers. Took it, saw it, but Noellaway stepped in and blocked it the last second.
And there's going to be, and that is a late whistle. I believe they're calling Noellaway for the block. The block happened, the rebound occurred, and the pass happened before the whistle blew. But it is against Noellaway for that very block, but the first one misses.
I didn't see any contact from my angle. I didn't see any contact. Noellaway not throwing a huge fit, but he doesn't give you much emotion anyway. But regardless, the Bacone Warriors at the stripe deliver. Well, they missed both. They missed both. So,
but they get the rebound. That's as good as a make almost. Getting both.
Three from Flowers off the mark. Noellaway, he's going to get fouled. He's going to get fouled by, I believe they're going to call that on Tamarcus Miles. There were other players nearby. It is going to be on Tamarcus Miles. He's a sophomore from Houston, Lone Star College.
Now this is an interesting move, and I think this is a confident move from Bacone. No full court press. They are dropping back in regular defense. Usually, if in a team in their position, you might think, oh, got to go full court, got to force turnover. This is a show of confidence in their defense. They're just going to drop back, play straight up defense, and try to beat the Lions just man to man.
Walter.
Lions can't buy a shot at the moment.
Good.
Bad pass.
Walter's able to save it.
Whew. That was close.
Timeout, Bostwick. Didn't see what he liked developing. Calls timeout, a smart timeout from Bostwick.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here, besides the Warriors, liked what they saw developing. Lions unable to make any shots fall at the moment, then a bad pass almost resulting in a quick turnover. Luckily, it was wrangled by Walter. So
the crowd, a little pensive here. There's not a lot of confidence in the stands. You can sense there's a little trepidation with this Bacone Warrior team exerting their strength.
Well, this is just one of those situations again. It's always a weird position when you come into a game and, you know, on paper you think this is it. We've got this team. We're better than this team. You know, and obviously no game's automatically win, but we're going to go ahead and probably assume we're going to win this game. The Warriors have just shut down the line.
To quote the great theologian Ray Lewis, you got to play the game. You got to play the game. So you got to play the game, SAGU. And Bacone is definitely playing the game. And regardless whether you're first versus last team in the conference, 6 points with 2 minutes left, that's anyone's ball game.
And, you know, you always get tired of, you know, the trite sayings, who wants it more. Because, I mean, the truth is, both teams want it, and there's really no way to measure that one team wants it more than the other. But Bacone has definitely played more aggressive from the start. They've manned the lines up, especially over here the last few minutes. They have just been bumping the lines at every single chance they can, not letting the Lions get any in their comfort zone at all. That's the big thing. The Lions have never been in their comfort zone in this game. Even when they're up by 15, Bacone was still playing them tight.
You mentioned earlier in the broadcast about SAGU winning ugly. Well, this would be another ugly win. This one at home, if they're able to survive this scare from the Warriors. Now, a minute and a half left. 15 on the shot clock. Rambo taking his time, milking the clock down.
This is a big possession.
There'll be a shot about 4 seconds left. He looks up at the shot clock, takes his man, stops, pops. No good, but boy, I'm going to say but. War almost had that, but the ball went out of bounds off his hand, unable to corral it in. and now Bacone can cut this to 3.
Huge defensive stand by Bacone. Getting out of there without giving up any points.
You need a big steal, a big play right here. Right here. Gentry. Oh, they almost got one right there. There it is. You felt it coming. Rambo, he's rejected. But here comes Deuce, and he puts it in.
Deuce Ward with the massive layup there.
Play of the game from Ward and Rambo.
After Rambo just gets, I mean, that ball, if it had been a fly, it had been demolished. A huge block off the boards, but Deuce Ward.
The big man for running the floor. He didn't have to do that. He could have stayed back there and watched Rambo run and gun, but he was right there, 10 feet behind him, trailing his man, and it paid off. That is hustle basketball. That is what wins you ball games right there.
Yeah, that was so big by Deuce, getting that rebound and then just going up strong, elevating for the big layup. Lions up by 8, and man, with less than a minute left now, that 8-point lead feels a bit more confident.
Boy, we're going to have a tough time picking our player of the game. Well, Rambo's played great. Noellaway's played great. Ward's playing great.
Well, you don't want to ever pick a player of the game
until the game's
too
over.
soon. Yeah, the game's not over yet. There's always that chance that the biggest play of the game hasn't happened yet.
Well, that
may have
been it right there, though.
That was huge. Rambo with the big steal. You just said it. You just said it. They need a big steal. Rambo just picks his man's pocket, goes running.
I saw Rambo getting lower than he has all game long. He was shuffling his feet a bit quicker. He's eyeing the ball, and you could just see in his body language, like, I am going to take this ball from you. He went to a whole new level defensively, and he got the steal. Thankfully, his big man behind him cleaned up the glass. Now Gentry gets a steal. He's got help. Walter lays it in.
Bacone's got to move really fast now, but the Lions stretch it back to 10.
A scramble for the ball. Gentry tries to poke it away. No whistle. And offensive board goes in, and now we're at 33 seconds left and a timeout on the floor. Foster wants to talk it over. You're still within range at 8, but you're about 33 seconds left in the ball game. So
well, now, but we called it 15. We called it 15 minutes ago, though. The Warriors only have 4 fouls. They're down by 8, 33 seconds left. They're going to have to foul on the immediate inbound.
Immediately.
And they'll have to foul
again.
They'll have to foul 3 times to send the Lions to the line.
And that could burn off 7 seconds, 6 seconds.
So our theory that we proposed early on, that having too few fouls can be a problem, I would declare it a science fact.
I want to be Wikipedia by the morning.
I would declare it a science fact by the end of the evening, because
John Cookman,
that's going
to Wikipedia.
That's going to burn
Basketball
off.
theorist Tim Roberts, Rob Price.
That's going to burn off a lot of time that the Warriors need. Now, the other thing, they got to play the steal on the inbound. They got to play that steal as big as they can. So here come the Warriors. They fought, they struggled back into it, but some big Lion steals. Rambo, Gentry, your speedsters help put this back to a rather comfortable, well, no, what am I saying? Not a rather comfortable. 10 points is rather comfortable, 8 points isn't. Clean inbounds pass is what the Lions need.
Walter throws deep. He's got Rambo, who looks off.
It took a while for that foul to get called.
Circles back around. Finally, a whistle called. Another 3 seconds off the clock. He was looking for, I think, Ward in the corner, decided to just circle back and wait for him to be fouled. And that'll send, well, it doesn't send him to the line because there's only 5 fouls. He got 2 more before we get to the free throws.
Oh, risky pass by Walter there.
Very risky.
That's one of the situations where just let Bacone foul you, but it burns more time.
And
Bacone.
There's the 5th foul.
That'll be the 6th foul.
The 6th foul. Check out the 6th foul. Now the next one finally. And now you're down to 25 seconds left. We're at 33, so it's going to burn about 8 seconds off the clock. Getting to that spot where you can now foul again, which they will, just in a few moments. Oh, that's oh, no foul there! Deuce hits the Noellaway on the alley-oop from the inbound. Slams it home. Woo! And these are 5 of the, I guess, the third team players in the well away. Happy as he walks off the court. Walter, Ward, Gentry, Rambo, all smiles as 5 brand new SAGU players check into the game. I don't think a single one has seen game action yet. And wow, a punctuation mark on a Saturday afternoon win at the Schaefer Center.
That's as big as it gets. Forget the foul. Now there is a foul.
They're going to whistle Eustace Norbus, I believe number 14.
No, that's going to be Ben Starks.
Ben Starks.
Foul.
Eustace was in the area. It's way short.
And so the Lions.
What's going to happen here? They're going to put a full court press. They're going to hope for a steal. It's a Reggie Miller moment. We're going to have to get a steal, back up, quick 3, another steal, and you need a miracle. And Bostwick still barking orders at his team, his third string team, as if it's a national championship game. Love the intensity.
Another foul on the Lions. Ben Starks. Well, he comes into the game and picks up 2 fouls. So he's made his spot. So now
on his feet, like on fire at this team.
Another miss by Bacone.
Wanted him to finish strong. Doesn't matter if you're 10 points up or you're the third stringer. He wants you playing all out. He's going to get on you if you don't. Starks picks up 2 quick ones, but Bacone unable to capitalize. Another missed free throw.
Another rebound. Clayton O'Neal gets the rebound.
O'Neal, and that ought to do it. The ball sails out of bounds off the foot of Adam Martinez. 8.4 left.
In the
10-point lead.
The longest 16 seconds you'll ever see.
And there's a miss.
Almost a block.
And
Eustace
time's going to
Norbus.
run out on Bacone. There's your ball game. And the Lions survive what we thought was going to be an easy win, turned into a tough, hard-fought win over the Bacone Warriors. Your final score at the Schaefer Center, 72-62.
Yeah, that was definitely tough. Bacone fought back time and time again to make it interesting. But the Lions had what it took in the end with the big alley-oop slam to finish it all off. So the Lions hang on. They have a 9-game winning streak, and they will remain #1 in the Red River Conference. We're going to go a quick commercial break. When we come back, post-game stats and your player of the game here on SAGU Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. The Lions now extend their winning streak to 9 with a 10-point win, 72-62 against a tough, scrappy Bacone team, which had just 1 win in the conference play, but didn't play like it this afternoon, Tim.
They did not. They played very aggressively from the start, fought back in several times. The Lions finally had what it took to finish it all off. Looking at some final stats here. The Lions held Bacone to shooting about 35% for the game, but Bacone shot 44% from 3-point range, knocking down 8 of 18. The Lions themselves only shot 39%. It's not very often that a 39% shooting team is going to win a game, but it happens when you can hold your team to 35%. The Lions only shot 25% from 3-point range, but they made up for it with 85% shooting from the free throw line. Only 6 of 7, but still, good night there. Big players for the Lions. Dominic Rambo, 19 points, 4 steals. Caleb Gentry, 12 points, 2 steals, including one of the big steals at the end of the game. And then Mike Nuella with 15 points, 12 rebounds, a steal and a block, including the huge slam to finish basically the game-clinching slam. So huge game from them. Bacone, leading scorer was Derek Thomas with 16 points. So like I said, don't go to sleep on Bacone. We knew it when it started, and it remained true for the full 40 minutes.
We're going to name our player. We have to give it to Mike Nuellaway as our player of the game, indeed, with the double-double. So congratulations to Mike, and we should be able to hear from Mike in just a few minutes after this quick break. We'll be back with Bianca Alarcon. Stay tuned at SAGU Sports Live. All right, standing by, our courtside reporter is with our player of the game, Bianca. You got Mike with you?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with player of the game, Mike Nuellaway. Now, Mike, your slam dunk at the end, assisted by Deuce Ward, was really the exclamation point of the game, really sealed the game. What was going through your mind in those seconds?
It was a matter of time. Actually, when we went to the timeout, The first one was to see if we could get John Walters open on the cut. And then after they tried to double him, Coach told me to go see if I could get a quick oop at the end of the game. And I'm glad it worked.
Now, it seemed that Bacone College kind of had you guys out of your comfort zone the entire game. Were you expecting this kind of aggressiveness coming from the Warriors?
Actually, yes. We watched film, and they got a couple new players, the big guy and one of the guards that scored a lot this game. So we watched film on them, but it's a little different when you're actually going head-to-head with them. But they're a good team. They're a good team.
Well, good game tonight, and congratulations on being player of the game, Mike.
Okay, thank you. And we'd like to dedicate this game to David Bush, and we hope he gets better.
You heard it here, Mike Noeloway, player of the game. Rob and Tim, back to you.
Thank you, Bianca. Thank you, Mike. And as he says, dedicating the game to David Bush, and great night, Coaches versus Cancer night here at SAGU. Mention it again, total raise through the day, $3,513.
Right.
Absolutely amazing total. But remember, it's not just Coaches versus Cancer night. This is SAGU's making this a campaign throughout the rest of the basketball season through April. You can donate online or athletics, so go to sagu.edu. Well, great game by the Lions. It's ugly, but it's a win. And that's, like I said, you got the Lions have been winning ugly all year, but they keep on winning. You can't fault it when it works, and it's been working. We'll be right back here in just 2 days. Monday night, the Lions will be taking on the Langston Lions. At 5:30, the women will tip off, and at 7:30, the men will tip off. That'll begin. It's one of 4 games that we'll have here on SAGU Sports Live over the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
So if you're in the area, be sure and come out and support your Lions. They take on Langston. Big game after that against Texas Wesleyan coming down from Fort Worth. That's always a big game.
We need the crowd for that game.
We will need a crowd. I don't want to see an empty inch in this arena for that game. So it's going to be huge for the Lions to pull out some more big wins here at home, as they are now entrenched into first place with a 1.5 game lead over both the Saints and the Pilots. And again, you win the Red River Conference regular season, you are going to NAI National Tournament. So that's what you did tonight. You got another win. You kept your win streak alive. You moved to 18-3 overall and 12-2 in conference play. And you're still moving. You're still moving up the charts, more than likely. We'll have your polls out on Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure the Lions will be, well, they'll be higher than 16. And
could be cracking the top 10.
Could be cracking the top 10.
Possible.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for the first top 10 appearance in SAGU history.
Well, on behalf of our producer, John Cookman, our courtside reporter, Bianca Bacone, my co-host, Tim Roberts, this is Rob Price saying thanks for watching this edition of SAGU Sports Live, the leader in NAIA high-definition internet broadcast, the only one in the nation giving you this service here from Waxahachie, Texas. Take care. God bless. May the Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace.